Today we will do the CDP and our topic is child development. What do you mean by child development? Child development refers to the systematic and continuous changes that occur in a child from conception to adulthood. It includes changes in physical, cognitive, social, emotional, and language domains. Growth and development are often used as a synonymous term, but in fact, growth is different from development. Growth means an increasing in size, height, weight, length, etc., which can be measured. But development, on the other hand, implies changes in shape, form, or structure resulting in improved working or in functioning. Improved functioning implies certain qualitative changes leading to maturity. I hope you will understand the child development meaning. Now we will move to the principle of child development. Child development is a continuous and a lifelong process. Development means a progressive series of change throughout one's life. Growth stops when maturity has attained, but development goes on continuously throughout our life. Second point is development is orderly and sequential, means that development takes from center to periphery gradients. The spinal cord of the child develops first and then the outward development of heart and chest etc. take places. Child to child means we can predict something regarding the mental, social, or emotional development of the person by studying the rate of their development in previous years from child to child. And it's different from child to child because some child understand more and fast, and some child understand slow and take time. Fourth point is development is a result of maturation and learning. And it's mean both learning and maturation are interrelated factor at work. Every development has got their own limits. The child may be mature for something and may not be mature for other. Therefore, the theory of development emphasizes on the factor of maturation, adjustment, requirement, and opportunity for learning accordingly. The effort of coaching etc. to accelerate the learning are not desirable till the child get proper maturity for the purpose. The level of maturity in children varies. All areas of development are interrelated, like growth and development are interrelated. Growth and development are the joint product of heredity and environment. A child at any stage of his development is carrying certain heredity and he is also being influenced by his environment. What the child receives from his parents and what he shares with his environment consequently shape his personality. His growth and development in any dimension at any time is directly or indirectly is influenced by the force of heredity and environment. We will see the domains of development one by one. First, physical, cognitive, social, emotional, and languages. Let's see one by one what do you mean by that. Now we will see the physical development first. Growth of body, brain, sensory organ, and motor skills. Motor skills means large muscles like thigh. Example: height, weight, eyesight, walking, etc. In cognitive development, we will see development of intelligence, thinking, reasoning, problem solving, example, memory, attention, logical thinking, etc. And in the social, ability to interact and build positive relationship with others in our environment. Example, sharing, helping, cooperation, etc. Now we will see the emotional development. Emotional development means feeling, emotions, and self-awareness. Example, happiness, fear, anger, or confidence. And last, language. Development of listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. Example, vocabulary, sentence making. This all are the example of the language development. It's all related in child development. Now we will see the factor affecting development, and it's Factor affecting development includes heredity, environment, home and family, schools, peer group, nutrition, health and hygiene, socioeconomic status, mass media, and some are the primary factors, and some are the secondary factors. Just like for first, we will interact with the family, and second we will interact with the society and schools and all. Now we will see the heredity versus environment. Heredity provides the potential for development, and environment provide the opportunities. Both are important and work together. And we will now let's see the stages of development. Stages of development. Number 1 is infancy, 0 to 2 years. Second is early childhood, 2 to 6 years. And third, middle childhood, 6 to 12 years. And fourth, adolescence, 12 to 18 years. Each stage has different characteristics and needs. Now we will see the fourth point, principle of learning. It's very important to the exam point of view. Learning is a continuous process. Learning is influenced by previous experience. Learning is active and constructive. Learning is better in meaningful context. Learning is influenced by motivation. Individual differences affect learning. Problem solving is the heart of learning. And points to remember: every child is unique and has a different pace of development. Today we will do the theories of child development. Theories of development help us to understand how children grow and develop physically, mentally, socially, and emotionally. Jean Piaget. Jean Piaget was a biologist, economist, and a psychologist. He gave the theory of the cognitive development theory. Piaget believed that children actively construct knowledge through their interaction with the environment. According to him, the cognitive development means how knowledge is acquired and developed through successive stages and at a various age level. His theory is also called genetic epistemology. He says that cognitive development occurs in stages in a fixed sequence, and he gives 4 stages: sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational. And in sensory motor, 0 to 2 years, learn through senses and actions, object permanence, and develops. Child behave as if objects that have disappeared from view have ceased to exist. Out of sight, out of mind, might be he said to characterize the view of the infant. For example, Piaget tells us that infant of 5 to 8 months of age, already old enough to size a solid object, will lose the interest and turn away if a cloth be thrown over the object before his hands reaches it. At a slightly older age, he is capable of seeking an object behind a screen. This is the beginning of the notion that objects have permanent exteriors and that there is in the world independent of himself. However, at this stage, the child's intelligence level is equal to that of the intelligence animals. In second stage, 2 to 7 years, use symbols and languages. Symbolic play with a toy gun as a real gun or a tricycle as a horse illustrates this stage. And egocentric is also come in pre-operational stage. This stage is marked by egocentrism. There is a natural shift from the sensory motor stage to logical and a social egocentric. His own perspective of the world is all that matters for him. He fails to understand another's point of view. He does not understand that someone else has different point of view for a thing and object in space. His attitude is I am, I am, and I you are you, and how you can be and how can you be I and I be you. This child's own personal perspective, say Watson, is absolutely not relative. Animism is also come in pre-operational stage. Animism is another characteristic of this stage. Children between 4 and 6 years of stage regards everything to believe unless it is broken or damaged. Children up to 7 years of age regard everything that moves to be alive. For children of 8 to 10 years, everything that moves by itself is alive. Children at the late childhood stage reserve life for animals and plant or animal alone. And third, concrete operational stage, 7 to 11 years, logical thinking about concrete objects and events. As soon as children reach the end of the pre-operational stage, children begin to understand the principle of conservation. Conservation is the ability to recognize the basic attributes of an object, such as a number of weight, to remain the same even when the appearance of the object is changed. At this stage, egocentrism is diluted. Now the child communicate with others, compare other point of view with his own, and make decision after some thought. At this stage, spirit of cooperation and competition can be developed. Last stage of Piaget, formal operational stage, 11 years and above, abstract thinking, hypothesis, and deductive reasoning. In this stage, during this stage, the child develops the ability of thinking and reasoning of the object which are beyond the immediate world. Though the problems are systematically solved, trial and error gives way to some logic. The child learns by mistake. Now we will move to the second theory, Vygotsky social structure theory. Vygotsky gives the social theory. Learning is a social process. Language and culture play an important role in development, and he give key concept. Zone of proximo-distal development. The gap between what a child can be do alone and what they can do with help. Scaffolding, supports provided by adults or more capable peers to help children learn. More interaction, more learning, more knowledgeable to others. Zone of proximo-distal development, can do independently, can do with help JPD, cannot do yet. Vygotsky believes that children will learn more with interaction from society and with the environment and from the school. And Erikson gives psychosocial theory. Personality develops through the interaction with society. There are 8 stages of psychosocial development. Each stage presents a crisis which must be resolved positively. Erikson proposed a theory on the basis of social environment. Hence, this theory is called psychosocial development. According to him, human development and personality are characterized in 8 stages, and these stages are called psychosocial stages rather than psychosexual stages. He believed that development in human being is a continuous process. And number 1 is trust and mistrust. Trust is positive and mistrust is negative. In trust, the newly born infant wholly depends on his mother. She provides the satisfaction of physical need. They develop a positive attitude of their personality as trust toward their mother. And in mistrust, if the physical needs are not satisfied, they develop a conflict of mistrust with mother. And second, autonomy versus shame and doubt. And this will come 1 to 3 years, and positive outcome will. In autonomy, the child develop a kind of confidence in them as they grow that is physically and mentally strong. They become autonomic and have self-control in themselves. In shame, if autonomy kind of confidence is not developed, then they feel shame and guilty about themselves in manipulating things. In autonomy, will is developed in this stage, and in shame, they doubt about themselves and feel inferior about themselves. Third, initiative versus guilt. This has come in 3 to 6 year. Positive outcome, purpose. Incentive, purpose is the basic strength developed. In guilt, if they don't develop the basic strength, they will feel guilt. In incentive, the child want to produce something new, and in guilt, the parents and teachers should provide proper opportunity to the children to develop positive attitude and keep away from guilt and make successful in their personality. Fourth is industry versus inferiority, 6 to 12 years. Positive outcome, competence. In industry, the basic strength developed in this stage is competency, and inferiority. If the child is not competent enough and is not hardworking, then they develop inferiority complex among others. Fifth, identity versus role confusion, 12 to 18 years. And a positive outcome, fidelity. And in identity, fidelity is the basic strength developed in this stage. And in role confusion, if the child is not identified by his parents, teacher, peer group, etc., then the child develop role confusion and thinks that they are not important and their role is not important in their family and school. And in identity, they are to be identified in their peer group. They feel superior when they are identified by their parents and teachers. And in the sixth, intimacy versus isolation, and it is come in 18 to 40 years, and positive outcome is love. In intimacy versus isolation, in intimacy, love is basic strength developed in this stage. Their thinking become clear. They develop intimacy relationship from their loved ones. In isolation, if intimacy is not developed, then they are in isolation. They get discarded or separated from their parents and relatives. And in the seventh, generative versus stagnation. Generative versus stagnation come 40 to 65 years, and positive outcome is care. In generative, the basic strength developed is care. The individual at this stage is more productive and creative. They want to create or generate something new. In stagnation, if they are not innovative, creative, then they develop stagnations. And the last, ego integrity versus disappear, 65 years and above, and positive outcome is wisdom. In integrity, wisdom is the basic strength developed in this stage. All the positive personality of child from first stage to 8 stages integrated. And in disappear, if the integration of various stages of personality traits are not possible, then the child is in disappear. And these are the 8 stages of Erik Erikson. Today we are going to learn the important theory for CTET CDP. Lawrence Kohlberg Theory of Moral Development. Kohlberg explained how children moral reasoning develops in stages. He believed morality develops through interaction with society and experiences. Various responses made him observe the moral development in a set of patterns taking place in children rather than simply acquired from the values of parents, elders, and peers. He gave 4 levels and 6 stages. We will see one by one. Level 1, pre-convention morality, 4 to 10 years. Children follow rules to avoid punishment or gain rewards. And in this level, we have 2 stages, 1 and 2, obedience and punishment, individualism and exchange. In obedience and punishment, right is equal to avoiding punishment. Example, a child does homework because the teacher may scold them. And in the stage 2, individualism and exchange, right is equal to getting reward or benefit. Example, I will help you if you help me. Level 2, conventional morality, 10 to 15 years. Children follow social rules and seek approval. In stage 3, good boy or good girl orientation, desire to be like others. Example, helping classmate to be considered a good student. In stage 4, law and order orientation, respect for rules and authority. Example, following school's rule because rules obtain order. Now let's see the level 3, Post-conventional morality, 15 years plus people think about justice and universal value. Stage 5, social contract orientation. Law can be changed if they are unfair. Example, supporting change in unjust law. Stage 6, universal ethical principles. Decision based on conscience and justice. Example, standing for truth even against for social pressure. CTET point of view, Kohlberg focuses moral development, not emotional or cognitive development. Now we will see the another theorist, Sigmund Freud, psychoanalytic theory. Freud believed personality developed through unconscious motive and childhood experiences. Structure of personality. First, ID, present from birth, works on the pleasure principle, wants immediate satisfaction. Example, a child wants chocolate immediately. And in ego works on the reality principle, balance desire and reality. Example, waiting until after dinner to eat chocolate. And superego, moral parts of personality, teaches right and wrong. Example, feeling guilt after a lie. Psychosocial stages. Stages, age and focus. Oral 0 to 1 year, mouth. Anal 1 to 3 year, total toilet training. Phallic 3 to 6 year, genital. And latency 6 to 12 year, social skill. And genital 12 plus year, mature relationship. Cited point of view. Freud emphasizes that the importance of early childhood experience in personality development. Last theory, Kurt Goldstein theory of self-actualization. Goldstein believed every individual has an innate tendency to grow and realize their full potential. Main idea of organism as a whole. Human beings should be understood as a complete individuals. Mind and body work together. Number 2, self-actualization. The main motivation of human is to develop their ability fully. People strive to become the best version of themselves. And number 3, individual differences. Every person develops uniquely. And learning should respect individual needs and capacity. Now we will see the quick seated revision. Psychologist theory, key concept. Kohlberg, moral development, 3 levels, 6 stages. Freud, psychoanalytic theory, ID, ego and superego. Goldstein, organism theory, self-actualization. And in one-liner question, who gave the theory of moral development? Kohlberg. Who proposed ID, ego and superego? Freud. Who first used the term self-actualization? Goldstein. Which theory focuses on moral reasoning theory? Kohlberg's theory. Which theory emphasizes on unconscious motive? Freud's theory. So thank you for watching the video, and if you like this session, please like and subscribe. Thank you.